Hey guys, it's Ben. How's it going? Hope your week was amazing. Mine was pretty good. Not bad. I've had better weeks, but I've also had worse weeks. Not too bad. I do have a new symptom that we're going to talk about. I don't think it's a symptom, but it is something, right? It's a body change. There's been a lot of changes in my diet lately. A lot of changes as far as how much I'm eating, what I'm eating, and et cetera, et cetera. So some physical changes were to be expected, but something weird with my foot we're going to talk about. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, what I do is week to week, Sundays normally, I come in here and I tell you what my blood glucose average has been for that week. If you've been with me for a while, you'll know that I started on Mounjaro to control my diabetes, which was out of control. We started with a blood glucose of 474 and an A1C of 10.6. Since then, and that was 13 weeks ago, since then we've brought that down, that 474, down to an average of about between 90 and 100 a week, right? That's where my doctor wants me, between 90 and 100. And the update this week, week 13 update, is I am right in that sweet spot. My blood glucose average this week was 93.6. So I'm super happy with that. But it doesn't go unnoticed that it's been rising a couple of points a week for the last several weeks. But as long as it's between 90 and 100 on average, I'm going to be A-okay with that, right? I haven't changed anything in my diet either, but there have been some environmental changes as far as it getting warm. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But anyway, so also, I wanted to talk about weight loss on this stuff, right? I have been trying to lose weight forever. When I started quite a while ago. And I decided, man, I am 225 and 250. Wasn't really sure of the exact amount because I kind of stopped getting on scales after I passed about the 220 mark. It was kind of embarrassing, right, to myself. I didn't even like to see a scale in the bathroom, right? So there was a scale in my bathroom and I hid it so I wouldn't have to look at it. And then I couldn't find it when it came time to do this, so we had to go buy a new scale. So that's where I started at, probably 225, 250, somewhere around there. I decided before I came down with this diabetes type 2 diagnosis that I was going to lose weight. I was going to change my lifestyle. So back in June, I quit drinking alcohol. I figured that's going to make me feel good immediately, first of all. And I know it was a big part of my weight gain because I was a beer drinker. I liked the whiskey and stuff, but I was a beer drinker mostly. I'd sit down there and drink a couple beers every day. Well, I quit drinking in June and I went from 225, 250. I got all the way down to about 185, 190, right? But that's where I plateaued. There was no losing anymore. I tried everything at that weight. I tried dieting, I tried fasting, I tried just about everything. Exercise, nothing was working, right? So I kind of gave up on it and I kind of got, I don't know, complacent. And I was just like set that that's going to be my weight. I'm an old guy, so that's where I'm at. But when I got put on this Mounjaro, my doctor said, oh, by the way, side effects is you might lose some weight. Well, break my heart, right? I'm like, okay, that's fine by me. I had no idea how much weight I'd be losing. So I've on this Mounjaro in 13 weeks, I've gone from 185, 190-ish, down to 166.6 was my weight last week. And God knows what it is this week, but I feel like I might have lost even more weight this week. I definitely look better without a t-shirt on, I'm telling you, right? And that is, if I say so myself, and that's hard to do because I am my hardest critic, right? And I look at myself and I don't see improvements normally, but on this stuff, I definitely do. So I'm super excited about it. There's some things I want to talk about. I've had some comments lately, both good and not bad, but questioning, right? And things that, it's not that I haven't thought about them myself and not that I haven't wanted to talk to you guys about it. It's just that I wanted to process and answer on my own before I even addressed it. We're going to address it today, right? My blood sugar average 93.6 this week. We're going to take my weight right now, but then we're going to get right into this comment that was left on the last video. Okay, just jumping straight on into it. We're going to get on the scale. Last week, 166.6. This week, 163.8. Okay, I'm trying not to smile. 163.8. I'm below 164 now. 163.8. So I'm getting pretty close to my goal weight now. So the comment that I wanted to talk about, 163.8, you go. Can't believe it. Scott B, 5733, commented on the last video, and he says, excuse me while I read it, I don't want to mess it up. Any thoughts or concerns when the time comes to stop taking Mounjaro? YouTube articles warn people will have a lot of weight gain. Do you have a game plan to sustain your weight? Now look, guys, I consider myself a pretty smart person, right? And I don't take risk lightly. So when I take a risk on something, I've done my research pretty much on it. There's always surprises, especially when it comes to pharmaceutical stuff. I mean, these days people are saying that aspirin causes cancer, right? They're saying there are studies out there saying that aspirin causes cancer. I remember my parents taking 2 aspirins a night because they said it was good for the heart, and that's what science told them back then. It's just like, if you wait long enough, things are going to change, right? I think that any study on this stuff right now is kind of premature. It's brand new. These GLP-1s are kind of brand new as far as products go out on the market, and I think it's too soon to say what the long-term effects are going to be on these things, or even what the effects of coming off these things are, because there's a lot of things that aren't taken into consideration, right? Yes, I have given this a lot of thought about what, how I want to come off this stuff, what my goal weight is and stuff. I mentioned that this week I'm going to say it again because it sounds good, that my weight was 163.8 this week. And I said, man, I'm getting really close to my goal weight, right? So my goal weight is between 155 and 160. So that's kind of where I want to be. Let's just call it 150 to 160. That's kind of like the 10-pound range that I'd like to be lying in. And I feel pretty good at this weight. I feel good at 163. So I'm thinking 150, 160. That's where I want to be. As you can see, I'm probably a week or 2 away from getting to that goal weight. On Monday, tomorrow, I'm going to call my doctor and make an appointment with her and figure out the game plan, because I don't want to really lose any more weight than 150. I don't want to go below 150. I don't want to go in the opposite direction, right? I'd like to maintain a healthy weight, and that's been my goal all along. And according to science, at least, these days, science, my good weight is between 150 and 160. They agree that that's where I want to be, and that's where I'm going to get. So, need to make an appointment with my doctor and talk about this very question that Scott B asks. Do I have any plans to come off this stuff? So, I was hoping maybe I don't have to come off of it, honestly, at least for my diabetes. I do want to come off of it as far as my weight loss goes. So I don't know yet. It's a question I'm going to ask. But when I was on the 2.5 milligram dosage and it was getting used to that dosage, there at the end it wasn't working for my weight loss. I actually gained. But it was still working for my blood sugar. I was still in that sweet spot, right? So I'm wondering if I can go down in dose, not lose weight, but still have my diabetes under control. That's really what I want to do. I'm not going to go below 150. So I won't stay on this stuff if my doctor insists that I'm going to keep losing weight on it, because I'm not going to get to an unhealthy weight. 150 I feel is way low enough. So I know it sounds so weird talking about not wanting to lose any more weight. I never thought it would come out of my mouth. But here we are. And what a great day. So yes, I've been giving this a lot of thought. But like I said, you guys, I quit drinking back in June when I decided I was getting too big to even have a good life. I was big, 225, 250, not massive, but I was big and it was uncomfortable. That's when I decided that I was going to lose it and make lifestyle changes, right? So I quit drinking. That's a big lifestyle change. A year before that, I had decided that I was going to quit smoking. So over the years, I would say the last 3 or 4 years, I've gotten rid of a lot of really bad habits in my life. So come to a surprise that, hey, now that you quit drinking, you got diabetes now. So Here we go. So it's not like I haven't been making lifestyle changes already for my health. And it's not like I won't continue to do so. I think a lot of these studies that come out on this stuff, people come off of it, right? They say, well, people come off and they gain the weight right back. I think that they don't take into consideration that a lot of those people take the medication, right? Not thinking that they need to do anything else, right? They don't feel like they need to make any lifestyle changes because that medication does it for them. And they're kind of right about that, right? They're kind of right. They're still going to lose weight regardless of what they eat because they can only eat so much before they get physically ill, right? So they're kind of right about the fact that they can still eat whatever they want. But if they continue to do that while they're on this medication, and if they have any hopes of losing that weight and eventually coming off of it, they're going to have to change the way they eat, the stuff they eat, right? I've done that, right? I quit drinking. I've cut all ice cream and stuff out of my diet. Well, pretty much, except for special occasions, right? There may be a birthday coming up that I'm going to have a scoop of ice cream or something like that, but that's about it, right? Nothing big, not like I used to. I used to go through half a gallon of ice cream a week, no problem. None of that anymore, no cookies, no chips. I don't find myself driving home from an appointment and stopping at the convenience store and picking up a bag of chips or something for the drive home. I don't do that anymore at all. And when I do snack at home, it's normally something pretty healthy. I think the most unhealthy thing that I snacked on this past week was a bag of popcorn. And I just kept reaching in to the bowl, watching a movie, and before I knew it, I had eaten that whole damn thing. Now, I felt guilty about that. But a couple months ago, that bag of popcorn would have just been like the entree to my nightly snacking. That would have been course number one of probably 4 things. So definitely it's changed, right? So I've definitely slowed down and I've realized that I'm overeating, and I see the portions that I'm eating now and I'm seeing how my body's reacting to it. So if I'm able to come off this stuff at all or reduce my dose, I'm going to reduce my portions to what they are right now, right? Hopefully I don't get that insatiable thing in my brain telling me that I'm starving when I've actually eaten a full meal like I used to, right? And that's a problem for a lot of obese people. They don't get that signal that normal sized people get after they're eating a meal. They'll get halfway through their meal and something in their brain will trigger and say, hey, that's good, you're done, right? I never got that. So I would eat that whole plate, right? My mom was one of those people that if you went back for seconds, she took it as a compliment, made her happy. And I always wanted to make my mom happy. So that might have been one of the reasons that I got kind of chunky back in the day. But anyway, so yes, I've thought about it. Yes, I'm making an appointment tomorrow to discuss it with my doctor about how what I'm going to do to maintain this healthy weight that I've been able to achieve on this medication, keeping in mind that I'm actually on this medication for my diabetes. So I don't want to come off of it completely because I want it to work for my diabetes, but if my diet is going to control my blood sugar level for my diabetes, which is a possibility that we need to explore, then let's do that, I say. The least amount of medications I can stay on, the better, right? The doctors have me on all kinds of crap already. They got me on blood pressure medication. I don't even know if I need this stuff anymore, with all the weight that I've lost. They have me on a statin. They have me on blood pressure medication. What else am I on? There's something I can't come off, and that's warfarin. That's a blood thinner. I got an artificial heart valve. Had a aortic valve transplant back about 10 years ago. So yeah, getting more kind of in depth about this stuff, I did. I've read a lot of the studies, and people point out, the studies to me, and they say, "Have you read this? Have you seen this?" And I do. I actually go through and I read them very carefully, right? And there's something that really kind of was surprising to me. They're saying that a lot of the people that they're saying regained all the weight had no lifestyle changes. They just went back to their old lifestyle, eating the same way that they used to and doing the same things, not exercising that they used to, because the medication was doing it all for them. I'm sorry, but I find that to be pretty normal, right? If you want to maintain a healthy weight and you're going to have to change your lifestyle. You're going to have to take some responsibility on yourself, right? Yes, it's tough to lose all this weight, and you're doing it with the assistance of the medication, but you guys need to do your part too, right? At least that's the way I feel. I have to do my part if I want this to be success. So I think that a lot of people in that study, they just got taken off the medication for one reason or another. Some of them couldn't tolerate it, right? So they started losing weight, and then they couldn't tolerate it, came off of it, and went right back to their old lifestyle and gained it all right back again. So anyway, Scott B, 5733, the answer is yes. I do have a game plan to sustain my weight. I'm going to change my lifestyle even further. I'm going to watch what I eat when I come off, or I lower my dose of Mounjaro. I'm going to watch what I eat, and I'm going to weigh myself once a week. I'm going to make sure I'm not gaining any weight, and if I start going over that 155, 160 point, then I'm going to make a concerted effort to lose that, right? Be that through more exercise, which I'm going to be doing regularly anyway. I've already done that this week, if you're wondering, 3 times a week. I did lower my time to 20 minutes. If you go back and watch Chuck and I's video of me and Chuck walking, Chuck's my English lab, I explained to you that I had to lower my time because that's how out of shape I am. It was a surprise to me too, y'all. I made it about 20 minutes and my legs just gave out. So I'm gonna have to work my self back up to some stamina before I can make those longer walks. But in the meantime, I'm gonna continue 3 times a week. And I'm doing them Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And oh, by the way, if you watch the Chuck video, is that something you'd like to see more often? Or do you think I ought to just, keep that to myself? Let me know in the comments. You want to see more Chuck walking, or do you want to see just the Sunday update vlogs? I did say that there was a new situation that arose this week, and it started happening on Tuesday morning. It actually woke me up. I had this pain in my foot. Now, before I got diagnosed with my diabetes, it wasn't really an unusual thing for me to get woken up in the middle of a night once in a while, especially when I was drinking, with a terrible calf muscle. I mean, that was crippling, right? Make you want to cry. Your calf felt like it was balling up it was just awful. Or a pain in the bottom of your foot. Felt like, your foot was like your toes were just spreading out, and it felt like your foot was gonna just tear apart. Terrible pain. Not quite like that. It was more like bone spurs or something on the inside of my big toe. The more research I did, and this is the dangerous part, you shouldn't do this. You get on Google and put your symptoms in, you're probably going to die. That's what Google's going to tell you. You've got some rare disease from Peru or somewhere, right? I put my symptoms in and it wasn't good. But one of the things that came up, which I kind of suspect it might be, was a thing called gout, right? I thought this is an old man disease, and I guess I should be expecting getting it since I am getting ready to turn 59 in a month. I should be prepared for old man diseases. And maybe gout is here with me now. My dad used to have it all the time, and I remember he would call into work because it was so painful and crippling that he could barely walk. I remember him shuffling around the house, right? It was terrible. That's exactly how I've been since Tuesday. It's gotten a little bit better the last day or so, but it still really, really hurts. Now, I don't know if I got this going because I started exercising this week and it just kind of triggered something. I don't know if that's it. I don't know if it's an effect of the 5 milligram Mounjaro. I'm definitely going to talk to my doctor about it because it does have me concerned. But like I said, the symptoms are lessening. I went out and bought something. I bought a supplement that says it's good for gout. I can't remember what it's called. It's got celery seed and something else in it. I'm trying that. And like I said, my symptoms have been getting better over the last couple of days. In fact, last night was the first night that I've been able to sleep all through the night without my foot hurting or my ankle hurting, waking me up, and me being in a little bit of pain that way. So we're going to talk to Doc about it, just to make sure everything's copacetic, but I suspect it's probably gout. Okay, so the rest of the stuff, like I said, my sleep's been better as far as overall, but as far as my foot waking me up in the mornings, that's been terrible. It's even woken me up in the middle of the night where I've had to get up and walk around on it a little bit so I could get back and go to bed. It's been terrible. If you've ever had gout, tell me, what do you think? Do you think it might be gout? I don't know. I don't know if I even described it very well. It's just like a tingling in my big toe area, mostly on my right foot, but a little on my left foot as well. And then sometimes on the bottom of my foot, just like, man, it really hurts. And if my wife tries to massage it, it really hurts, very sensitive. My mood, as you can probably tell, is good. I don't think it's as good as it's gonna get, which I'm just coming to that realization as I'm talking to you. That's incredible because I feel pretty damn good. I mean, I do have some symptoms that I'm working through, right? And it is bugging me a little bit, the leg thing or the foot thing in particular, but my mood is still so great. I feel good, right? I feel good every morning when I wake up, and I get up early too. I get up 5:30, 6 o'clock. The dogs get me up to feed them, and then I just go to work, right? But I'm feeling refreshed 5:30 at 6 o'clock in the morning when my leg was letting me get through the whole night on my own. So the sleep has definitely improved. And I think that that's here to stay once I get this foot thing figured out. And my mood is way improved, and I think will only get better from here. So I think we can stop talking about my mood. I'll tell you what, we'll make a deal with you. If I start feeling kind of depressy, I'll let you know, so you guys can help me get out of that, because you did it in the past with my weight when I gained that one time. My tiredness this week, I had it a couple of days, right? I had it a couple of days. I'd get tired. I'd go take like an hour-long nap, just lay down for a minute, and then I was fine until bedtime. And I've been going to bed later too this week. So this week I've been going to bed between 10 and 11 o'clock at night. And like I said, getting up 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. So feeling great. And I guess that's everything that I wanted to talk about. Let me know in the comments below if the Chuck Walk was something you'd like to see again. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any questions about me being on Mounjaro or anything I can say. I can't tell you, I can't give you a doctor's point of view on it. All I can do is, this is how it affects me, right? Let me know in the comments below, right? If there's anything that I haven't talked about yet that you'd like me to talk about. I'm starting to get long-winded and I'm getting bored of myself. So comment below. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and give myself the shot in my stomach. So you can see I got some more denting going on here. My body is still changing. I'm super excited, y'all. I feel so good. I just can't even describe how good I feel. Both physically, I'm getting around better, right? I can definitely tell that I've lost the weight. My body can tell. My knees are not hurting near as much as they used to, and that's been enabling me to get my walks done. That's Chuck out there, sorry. He's wondering where the heck I am. So we're just gonna go ahead and alcohol the area up. We'll let her dry now. I don't know if some of you other guys do this, but we've got to refrigerate our Mounjaro, right? We have to refrigerate it until it's time to use. So about a half an hour before I do my injection, I will take mine out of the refrigerator and just put it up here on the counter and let it warm up a little bit. The first couple of times I injected it, coming right out of the refrigerator, I got some chills. Not that it was unpleasant, I was just like, man, I didn't like it so much. So I feel like leaving it out here on the counter while I'm getting a shower and getting ready to do this warms it up and I don't get those chills, so I don't know. Anyway, look at this side view, guys. Right? Not good, not great. I mean, it's good. I've never said that about me and my stomach. It's not great, but it's good, and it's getting better every week. I'm so thrilled. Okay, so now that that alcohol is dried off a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and inject it right here. So, place it up against the skin firmly. I turn it from the locked position to the unlocked position. The purple button is now armed. When I push this purple button, 2 clicks. The first click is the plunger going in. The second click is the plunger reaching its destination at the bottom of this and the injection being complete. Then my next step is I'll look down into this clear window to make sure that that's where the plunger is, and if it is, injection's complete. I can take out the thing. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, we're going to be giving my 8th week 5 milligram injection, and we're going on to my 14th week on Mounjaro in total. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There's that second click. That's it for this week, y'all. Keep on keeping on. Don't get discouraged. Keep the faith. We'll see you next week.